Hi, this is Andy Doctor. Today, let's talk about how to compare the difference of two colors using JavaScript. Now, on a website, you may have many colors. For example, you may have font color and its background color. Obviously, the two could not be too close to each other, otherwise you couldn't read the font anymore. So, how can we even determine the difference of two colors using computer code, obviously? Well, that was a question my son and I have when we make our website. It sounds very difficult at the beginning, but rather soon we found a solution. So today we are going to present you the solution, also show you the code, and the link to our code is in the description. It's a blog post on our website. You're welcome to look at the code, even copy the code and use whichever way you want. Let us know if you see any problem also. Thank you very much. So first of all, how would computer read a color? Well, typically the so-called RGB color system is used. Okay, now each color, the red, the green, and the blue, is represented by a base 16 number. From that point, you can realize and you basically can see the RGB code color as well as coordinates on a three-dimensional space. So let's draw a three-dimensional space. Instead of call them XYZ, we are going to call them R, G, and B. Simple as that. And let's say this is one color and it has coordinates of R1, G1, and B1. And here is another color with a coordinates of R2, G2, and B2. The difference of the color basically can be represented by the distance of these 2 points on a Cartesian three-dimensional space. Simple as that. And how do we calculate distance of 2 points on a three-dimensional space? Well, you have a formula, and yes, the formula is on our blog post. I'm pretty sure it's pretty familiar to you. So, with that in mind, we solve the math problem. Of course, putting it into code will be a lot easier. And yes, the code is available with this post. But let me show you how it looks like first, okay? So this is our index HTML file, and we have two color input. The default is black color and white color. Of course, that's really different. And if you hit submit, nothing happens because they are very different. But if I change the white color to something closer to black color, and now I hit submit, it actually tell you that the two colors are too close and you need to change color. So how could we do it? I will invite you to VS Code, and now let's look at our code. First of all, I want to show you the HTML, and as you can see, we have two color input out here, another one with two different ID, and we also have a submit button and the file link to our JavaScript file. Simple as that. And now let's look at what's in the JavaScript file. That is the more interesting part. It actually have a few functions. First of all, we need to convert the base 16 color code into base 10. Now, if you do not know, when HTML input the color code, it will be in the format of pound, and then 2 digit, another 2 digit, another 2 digit, like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, something like that. So we need to slice this input, which is a text, by the way, and that is the function to slide it in JavaScript. You can just look at it and use them. Keep in mind, the first digit is the pound, which is not part of the color code, and that's why we slice starting from 1, not 0, and it is base 16, so I need to put the number 16 out there. And now we return 3 base 10 number to the next function to use. And now the next function here is we're going to calculate the color distance. Of course, you need to have 2 colors, code 1 and code 2. And then the first thing we need to do is to convert the first color code into RGB, and we call it R1, G1, B1. And then we convert the second color into R2, G2, and B2. And now we calculate the distance. Okay, so that is our formula. Of course, technically, the distance should be a square root of this, but we feel that it's not necessary to do that. One extra step of calculation is not needed as long as we set the cutoff accordingly in our next step. Okay, so that's why we did not do that part. So now what? That is the calculation. How do we achieve the event that, hey, the distance is too close? We'll send you an alert. Well, in that case, we need to get the submit buttons into JavaScript, and that's when we get element by ID, and that ID is submit anyway. And when our mouse move on to the submit buttons, we're going to run a functions. First of all, it will get the background color, the BG color, and then get the QR color, and then we're going to get a cutoff. Okay. Oh, of course, we need to call the distance function to calculate the distance, and then we set a cutoff of 8,000. The number sounds big because we did not take a square root in our calculation of distance. And of course, you can disagree with me on the selection of 8,000. It was a good number for us to pick, but you can disagree on that. You might want to pick 6,000 or 18,000. I don't know. Okay, so it depends on how you look at. But anyhow, if the distance is smaller than the cutoff, we will send out an alert in JavaScript. Also, we're going to disable the submit button, so you could not submit anything at all when, again, the mouse move on to the submit button. Okay, now don't forget, if your mouse leaves the submit, you want to enable the submit button again. Otherwise, things could go wrong from that. Anyway, this is the code. It's rather simple. And like I said, I will give you the link to the code in the description. You're welcome to go to our website to look at the code and make a copy of it and use it. If you see any problem, again, please let us know. And we really appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you think this video is helpful, please like this video, and if you could, subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.